Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be doing a discussion video on the current ban wave that is going on. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Now guys, the player base of Blade & Soul is in shambles, and that is due to the ban waves that is currently going on. Now before I jump into this topic, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to stay updated on when I post new videos. Now to fully understand the situation, we need to go back to the first warning message. Now this was posted on July the 22nd by Ronan, the community manager, and this was on behalf of Bear and the NCA team. So they were stating that on July the 29th, they will be implementing their new anti-cheat update. And this was after the maintenance, I think. So yeah. So players have until July the 29th to remove any malicious cheating techniques or programs. So this was like stage 1, which is the warning. Stage 2 is if you're caught using any of these, you will be banned or suspended for 7 days. For stage 3, if you're caught again, you will be permanently banned. So these are the 3 stages of this new anti-cheat update. So to close out the message, he said, the process to ban the use of malicious programs and cheat is always a constant battle, but personally I think it's worth fighting to preserve the game and improve it for all players. I look forward to a Blade & Soul where all players have the same opportunity and don't have their experience ruined by those using hacks and cheating software. So this was his message, and this was posted the 22nd of July. Now, leading up to the ban wave, Bear addressed some of the players' concerns. So in this message, you can see he said, I can't be any more clear on what specifically I'll be looking for and removing. I feel it's more than enough that I'm providing a week's notice. Are you flying, auto hunting, going under the world, using all your skills in 1 second? I'll start with a few simple questions. In another post, he also said you should not be editing any game files. Is loading screen what I'm going to be banning July 30th? And moving forward, he said no, I'm here to make the product more successful and a better experience. I take all your feedback into consideration. The developers and publishers would be the ones that judge what we deem malicious as you are playing our product. I will always provide ample notification when I can do so. Also, he did mention the XMLs. So he said XML edits and the use of third-party tools is never allowed, and I'm informing you that July 30th and the wave of bans I'm going to be doing continually is focused specifically on the malicious behavior I mentioned above. So that is flying, auto hunting, going under the world, teleporting, auto combat, fly hack. So yeah. Now fast forward guys to like Monday or Tuesday. I think it's like Tuesday evening. And when I logged onto the game in the afternoon, all I saw in the world chat was bans. And I was like, what? What are they talking about? And when I went on Discord, it was chaos. Like everybody was sending screenshot of them getting like 7-day bans, and I'm like, what is going on? Because the anti-cheat update was July the 29th and no one reported that they were banned or anything like that. So I thought everything was cool. Everybody was in check and everything, but out of nowhere, people just started getting banned like crazy. I went into my clan Discord and people were getting banned. Now the thing with this ban wave is it's a lot different than the ban waves before. Like the ones before was due to people exploiting or people botting a high tier dungeon. I'm not sure about that ban wave, but this one is a lot different. Now the thing with this ban wave is that it's affecting some of the paying player base. So the persons that are spending money on the game is affecting them, and it's also affecting the active veterans in the game. So for every like 5 people, there's like 3 people affected. I'll put it at like 50 to 70% of the player base. And this is between NA and EU. Now for NA, you can see the ripple effects of this ban wave. When you go into certain areas such as SOUL Aug at the Shrouded Ajanara, it is completely dead there. There's like 10 people there, and it's like 2 channels. When you go to channel 2, there's nobody there. When you go into Mushin Tower, there's nobody there. Like the game in open world, like certain places, it is just dead. Now the ripple effects of this ban wave is a lot more complicated than how it seemed. Like you'll think that okay, they got banned, they're gonna come back in like 7 days and everything is gonna be over. They can just remove any malicious program or cheating third-party tools they have. Yeah, it's not that simple. So let me explain. So the people that are not banned now, some of them are not playing the game because the game is in a state of uncertainty. What do I mean by that? Now the players that are banned for 7 days, they're gonna come back, and when they do come back, some of them are gonna get permanently banned. Also, some of them are gonna be scared to log in. Some of them are not gonna be spending as much as they used to on the game, and some of them are just gonna like do chargebacks or some crazy stuff. And I've seen that in the Discord. I'm just repeating what I've seen. So yeah, some of them are gonna be quitting the game. Some of them are just gonna move on to other games. Some of them are gonna be clearing out all the files they have of the game and just do a fresh install and hope for the best. Now the reason all of this is coming up is because of the way the bans are issued. So after they got the 7-day ban, they got a message in their email, and it's stating that they are banned for 7 days, and for the reason, that section is blank. So they don't know what they did that triggered this ban. Now this is a screenshot I've seen going around, and I'm not sure, this could be like Photoshop, so I'm not gonna really use this as evidence. But yeah, as you can see on the next screenshot, we do have some information there, and it says that you used or advertised cheater program, right? Now let's go back to this post that Bear made a few days before the ban wave, and you can see here at the bottom he says the developers and the publishers would be the ones that judge what we deem malicious as you are playing our product. So pretty much everything is on the table once it's against TOS, right? So the players are basically forced to just drop everything and play the game completely vanilla after this 7-day ban. But the thing is, a lot of players say they didn't do anything wrong and they still got banned, and that is where the false bans comes in. Now Ronan, the community manager, he made a post on this, and I will put that up on the screen. So it reads, "It is important to note that it's not our responsibility to ensure that the third-party tools are compatible with the game or to monitor how these tools are used. When you choose to use such tools, you accept the risk that some features may unintentionally or intentionally cross the line into cheating. Unfortunately, these tools can have settings enabled by default or enabled with a simple click, making it easy for players to knowingly or unknowingly use them inappropriately." Now this statement here is true, and he went on to say that if you're banned on the NA server and you log on to the EU server, your premium membership will be inactive until the ban is lifted. Also, the days you missed out on, you will not gain them because your premium membership doesn't stop when you're banned, so the timer is still going. Now at the bottom there, you can see a lot of persons disagree with the post. I don't think they disagree with the post really. It's like they were expecting a different reply or a different statement. Now a lot of the player base, they want clarity on what they're getting banned for, like saying, okay, third-party cheating tool, what is that? Is that speed hacking? Is that auto combat? What is it specifically that I'm getting banned for? And that is the problem with this ban wave, okay? Now personally, I believe this anti-cheat update was long overdue, but when it finally came, it was rushed. Now what do I mean by that? Now some of the things that people are getting banned for now, suggestions were made in the Discord, on ways to fix this and ways to fix that. Now, one of those areas was the auto combat. Now, a lot of persons are using auto combat in zones that they're not permitted to, and suggestions were made to enable auto combat in like Moon Refuge. And they did make a post on this, and they said in order to do that, they need to redesign the whole map. So yeah, but the thing is with that, if people are using it and they don't have a problem if their characters are bugged, this shouldn't be such of a big deal, right? Now, another problem with this anti-cheat update is that a lot of the core issues in the game, the third-party tools, they seem to resolve some of those issues. So once players remove all of this entirely, that is going to open up a big wound of quality of life changes that people will start to demand. So it's a big task to implement this anti-cheat with no QoL updates or no hints at any plans in the future to fix this and to fix that. Like, people are giving suggestions now, but there's no real fixes out as yet, and the only one we know about is like the relic page, right? I can't remember most of them, but yeah, that is the one I know that is coming the next big patch. So yeah. Now, overall, guys, it's pure disaster. As I said, the game is in a state of uncertainty because people who are playing now are not as motivated as before because most of their teammates are banned, their clanmates are banned, their Discord friends are banned, and you just have like the new players playing the game and some of the end gamers and some of the vets. But really, the game doesn't have much vibe to really like log in, knowing that majority of the player base or a good amount of the player base is gone. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these players, they do have multiple accounts. So when we have like World Boss going on, they would log on a different character. So even though there's not much people playing the game now, people having multiple accounts, they do compensate for this. So yeah, guys, the game is in a funny state. Like, this whole week has been pure disaster. If you do go into the Discord, you can see some of the things that people are saying. It's really chaos, and this will affect the game moving forward. I can see that. Now, the thing with this is if they had like 3 strikes, it wouldn't be as bad. And if it wasn't like a 7-day ban, like a 7-day ban will affect the players that are left in the game. Like, it's gonna be hard for them to find parties. It's gonna be hard for them to get enough players to do the dragon. It's gonna be hard enough for them to do their world boss. It's gonna have some ripple effect. Also, if the days was like 3 days on your first strike and then 7 days on your second strike and then permanent ban, it wouldn't be as bad. But now people will have to play the game in fear because the next ban will be a permanent one. And the mere fact that a lot of persons thought they were safe before the anti-cheat update, that is the craziest part. So now it's like bomb everything and start over new. This is like a different kind of feel for players. Like, it's been a long time since Blade & Soul went completely vanilla, so this is like a big change. Now, in order to put up a anti-cheat update like this, the game has to fix a lot of things, or else the players will dip. Also, whatever problems the third-party tools are fixing will become the management's problem in the future, and if they're not fixing these, then that's a whole nother problem right there. And as you know, the game has a lot of issues in the new players department and in the PvP department, and this is where it's really sad. You have more players leaving the game either by ban or just quitting overall than the players that are coming in and the players that are staying into the game. Now, at the bottom there, he said, "We realize that this is a difficult situation, but we still believe it is worth the effort to make our game and community a better place in the long run. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation as we strive to create a fair and enjoyable experience for everyone." Now, do I think this anti-cheat update will garner a lot of new players' interest? Nope. But it does provide opportunities to do so. Now, if you don't know, Battleground was a huge thing for Blade & Soul around the time of 2017, 2018, I think 2019 as well. But a lot of persons were speed hacking in there, and you could have recorded like footage of them, their names, and even showing them speed hacking, and the management team back then would do nothing about it, okay? So this is not a recent issue. This issue with the speed hack has been going on for a long time. But that alone will not fix PvP. The main issue with PvP right now is that it's not rewarding as it used to be. Now, back in the day, you used to get like venture tokens for having ranks in PvP content. And for Battleground, that is why that zone was so lively at nights. Like as soon as the Battleground frenzy comes on, you could like PvP all night for like 5 hours. And it was really fun. Like that was probably the best moments for me playing Blade and Soul. If this anti-cheat update had came back then, it would have made so much sense because the game back then was so much more competitive. The game is like just running dungeons all day, every day, and just gear up the same set of gears. Like that is all we have right now, right? On the new player side of things, there's a lot that needs to be fixed. Like it's hard to really like tell you all the problems in this video because then I'll have like a long video, but I will show you on the screen most of the comments that I get on my Soul Boost Plus video and my gear progression guide. So yeah, now the problem mainly for new players now is getting gold, completing the easy mode of Shrouded Ajanara, trying to manage their inventory with all the crowded stuff they get from Soul Boost, trying to max their items to like a plus 11 for their Soul Boost quest, trying to complete like the solo dungeons, trying to do Succession, mistakenly upgrading items with the normal mats instead of the Soul Boost stones. So there's a lot of different misunderstandings with new players and the upgrade system, so there's a lot to take in. But regarding the bans, I do believe they should address this again and come to some solution. I, for one, didn't expect this much bans, but yeah, it is what it is. Now, hopefully they make some statement on this. I'm looking forward to the solution or the follow-up to this message. So yeah, now guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section of this video. What do you think of this anti-cheat update? Are they going about it the best way? Let me know your thoughts. Most of my thoughts was generated from what I'm seeing in the Discord server. So yeah.